So up next, we have Anthony Voutas that's going to be talking about something that I already forgot, actually. Go and Couchbase. There you go. So are you ready for this? Cool. OK, so slides on stage. There you go. OK, all yours.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Francesca. The talks today have been really good. This is a good conference, so I'm glad you all have stuck around, so it's good. My name's Anthony. I work at a small company named Loyyal, and at Loyyal we use Go, and we value simplicity, and specifically under simplicity, being able to do things reliably and easily. So our local development environment needs to be reproducible and, out of the box. You just download the repository and you press a button and, things just happen. And by button, I mean script. Given that we want out of the box, get pull, play, we want reproducibility, and we want declarative configuration for the purposes of tracking what's happening and tracking changes, and making it readable. How do we deal with a situation where we have a system that we want to use that doesn't have all of those properties out of the box? So Couchbase is a database. If you don't know, it is a good database. It's a key value store, and it has a Docker container, and then the documentation says, okay, download the Docker container, run the Docker container, and then use the GUI to configure the database. Okay, I don't want to do that. And in particular, I don't want to do that because I want the download and install and configuration of the database to be automatic for people joining the company, for me if I get a new laptop, et cetera, et cetera. So how do we do this? One option is to just not use Couchbase. It was the first thing that I thought of. But it makes sense for us. We want to move from our current SQL layer to something that's key value store for the particular layer that we're dealing with, and mostly that's because we have a backend layer for storing data in a distributed way that is also a key value store. And we want to align our schemas and make things work nicely together. And there are other good things about Couchbase, and also, again, arguing is more expensive than just doing something. So let's do something. So we get the container. So now how do we configure this? Okay, well we can use a script, and we can create a new Docker container wrapping Couchbase, and put in a script, configure the script, configure the Couchbase service from within the Docker container. And what does that configuration need to do? For Couchbase specifically, it needs to wait for the cluster to be up, because when you start the Docker container, it takes 10 or so seconds for the cluster to start. Then it needs to create a bucket, it needs to create a user, it needs to create an index, because you can't actually do any queries on your bucket until you create an index. We want to be able to do queries. So there is that. And each of these things, to be reliable, they need to have some sort of retry in them, because there's no function for actually waiting on the thing to be up properly. So I just sit there and say, are we ready? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? And so one of the things that, one component of this is a retry in Go specifically for the client of CouchDB. So we sit there and we poll to wait for it to come up. In the configuration script, you also need to poll to do all the different actions you want to do. So I have a demo. I don't know if I have time for it. How much do I have left? Okay, no, don't worry about the demo. You come see me after if you want that. So basically what I want to say is if you have a local development environment, you should share it. Your team should be able to use the same development environment reliably and like reproducibly. And if you have services that you want to use that don't fit into that model, you can make them fit. Trust me, just do it. And if you're building a new service, just keep this in mind. Something that you might want to do is help people who want to use your service by making it easy to configure in a declarative way, and work on startup and have a little hook that says, "Oh, I'm done, I'm ready," that you can give to your customers. So that's me. Thank you.
Great, and with this.